15 years in education, in public education at that, I wanted to create a video to talk to you about your first year and give you some advice that will really help you. So here's some first year teacher advice that's going to be super valuable and practical. If you are new here, welcome. This is Efficiency and Organization, where I talk about a lot that has to do with being well planned, having good time management, having really good systems in place to be able to live an abundant life, a successful life, no matter where you are in what aspect, whether it's in your personal life, in your professional life, wherever it may be. I'm sharing some practical key things for you to do if you're first year in teaching. Number one is probably like one of the very most important ones, and it has to do with classroom management that they don't teach you about when you're doing your coursework in college. Unfortunately, they just don't really focus on that. I have yet to come across a college program that spends time to talk about how you can have good classroom management. A lot of it has to do with having organized systems like routines. So that way the kids or your students, even if you're in adult education, elementary, wherever it might be, they have a system. They know when they first come in, what they do, where they go, how they sit, what they work on. So you want to use your imagination. Think of yourself as a showman or a showwoman. You are putting on a production. They are coming to be entertained. So just like you would go into a theater, you would know, okay, I'm walking in, I'm gonna have a seat right here, then the lights are gonna go off, then this is what I'm gonna observe, this is what I'm gonna feel. You kind of wanna use your imagination and plan that each day for your student. Now, along with that comes what happens if the students are not conforming. What happens if the students, or one or two students, who don't want to do what you want them to do? How do you address that? That's where the classroom management comes in. So every day in the beginning especially, you want to have some systems, have some good processes in place to do that. Classroom management is a big topic, so I can't really share much more on this in this video. I do have a couple other videos that I will link in the description, but I think one of the best things you could do is work with other teachers in your school, in your surrounding, who have good classroom management, and just learn from them. They'll probably give you, they'll be a super valuable resource for you because they've been there, done that. Next comes open-mindedness. You have to be open-minded and willing to learn. Just like you're a teacher, you want your students to be able, have an open mind to learn, be willing to change and adapt, right? You want to be the same. You are a student too. You're a first year teacher, you're a student of teaching, and you're trying to grow and develop and do the best you can in the profession, because ultimately I'm sure you want to stay in it, because ultimately it's going to be for the good of the students. So be willing and open to listen to veteran teachers, listen to your administrators, take whatever advice they're giving you, don't be stubborn, and just go with what they say. Next, you have no idea how much having good organized processes and systems will help you in your profession in teaching, because you have 20, 30, even 40 students with you at one time. So it's not just having the space organized, which you want to have. If you want the students to respect your room, you better keep it nice and neat and no loose papers, no boxes laying everywhere. It has to be very well organized at all times. Your lesson plan, the more organized and well planned it is, the better your lessons are going to go. Some lessons aren't going to just falter. It is what it is, but you know what? You could change it around for next time. Speaking of lesson plans, you want to have a good system in place for saving them. So what I did was my lessons were on PowerPoint slides. So they would all have an introduction, all have a warm-up, they would all have the direct instruction, which I cut to 15, 20 minutes, because any more than that, you lost them. Like somebody like me, I can't keep my attention out for that long. After 15, 20 minutes, I'm done. I would have my checking for understanding. I would have my guided practice, because every time you're with the kids, you want to give them time to practice. Then I save them on a drive, and I save them by date and by title, so that way the next year, that same time, I could refer back to that lesson, and then I would modify it daily, so that way it could be even better the following year. You don't want to create lessons from scratch year after year, because that's going to lead to burnout. That's why you want to be very careful with this, and you want to make sure that you're saving them, so that way it's a nice organized process that has all the parts of a lesson, and it's saved somewhere, and you can utilize it the following year with making it even better. Reflect each day. So at the end of each day, you go back to your lesson plan. Say, if I was doing it again next year, what would I change? So then you make the modifications and the changes right then and there. That way it's ready to go the following year about the same time, okay? So you can utilize the same lesson again, as long as the curriculum doesn't change like in a big way, and then you're good to go. You know, the topics you teach are pretty much the same. It's just sometimes what changes is when you teach them and how you teach them. And that's why if you save them by date, you save them by title, it'll be a lot easier for you to find them later, or to take it and then incorporate it with other things later on as needed. Time management is key, so make sure you're using a timer. A lot of teachers do, and it's a great strategy. As you become a veteran teacher, you won't even need a timer anymore. But in the first few years, use a timer to make sure you're on track with everything you need to be, and you'll be fine. Another thing is, a lot of new teachers are not willing to give up power to basically they do the direct instruction, but the part that comes to relinquishing the lesson, like saying, okay, I'm done teaching, it's now time for my students to practice, they are having such a hard time doing that because they don't have their classroom management down yet. They think that the students are going to run amok, right? So they don't want chaos in the room. One of the best things you can do is be among the students. No desk. Don't go sitting behind the desk. In fact, you can even remove your desk, because if it's there, it's going to be like your little sanctuary area. You're going to want to keep going and sitting there, and you don't want that. You need to be just as engaged as the students are. So as you're walking, go student by student, and look at what they're doing. Watch what they're doing and what they're writing, and give them feedback, give them help. If they're making mistakes, good. That's what you want. You want to teach them, have them learn from those mistakes. Stay positive. There are going to be difficult days. Just stay positive. Network with your veteran teachers in the department, even if they come off as like rude, or you just feel like, they're not supportive enough. Just still ask them questions, learn from them. If there are any district events, sign up. Conferences, sign up. Go and meet other people, so that way you can share and learn ideas from one another. I hope everything I'm telling you is helping you. If you need any specific things that you need help with, please let me know. You can make a comment, write a comment in the description, and then I can see it. I do get notified when folks write comments, and I can help you. Please also subscribe to this channel, because I release a lot of good information that's going to help you, not just in your teaching career, but just in life in general. You can live a successful, abundant life full of experiences. I will catch you in the next video.